Hello, I'm not sure if anyone's here yet. Not sure, not sure. Let's see. Trying to get a few things lined up. Not sure if anybody's gonna come. I've been away for a while. Hey there, Adventures with Outdoor Eagle. Gardening done all wrong. Nobody but us jellyfish. Oh man. I get on as soon as I start the live. Yeah, the phone won't stop. Um, what's up, Peanut? How's it going, brother? The hydroponic jacuzzi. It's filled with hydroponic solution right now. It might make you grow. When we did it like that, it was just the water. Um, we are talking about putting up another greenhouse in the backyard. We will be talking with the local councilman and stuff to be able. Hey, Nana's Crazy Life, Miss Donna, how you doing, darling? We will be talking with the local council members and stuff to see if we can do it because I much rather use the carports than use the an actual greenhouse for the hydroponics. It's much easier and much more useful for us to be able to grow with the tomatoes. So we're looking forward to that.
What's happening, Daddy?
Mr. Robert, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Let me tell you, whoo, them last 3 weeks was something different, I tell you. Oh, I'm kind of talking about the greenhouse that we're looking to put up. Hey, go Maury Q, how you doing, sister? We got a couple. I don't want to say meetings, but I got a couple visits lined up with some of the council members locally to discuss putting up a greenhouse in my backyard. We want to put another one up, and we want to go with a carport style instead of a greenhouse style. So that puts into issues with the ordinances for the town. So I want to do it right, see, before I even purchase one to be able to do it.
So you done like hit like the greenhouse limit, and they're like, hey, we're gonna have to calm you down just a little bit, son.
Well, the greenhouses in the front was supposed to be 34 by 60, and there was a big mess. I had spoke with the original mayor of the town, and he's like, "You don't need a permit or nothing. It's agriculture." Hey, Passamaquoddy, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I had spoke with the mayor. He ended up losing the election after I had spoke with him, and the new mayor, and then they got a new inspector, and everything went to crap. But that's why it's 14-foot 6 by 34 greenhouses instead of a 60 by 34 greenhouse. So I want to do it right. If I'm going to put up a greenhouse in the backyard, I want it to be a large greenhouse. We're looking at somewhere around 24 by 40, 24 by 50 for the backyard. We'll be able to put the same amount of buckets in that area as what we have in the 3 greenhouses right now.
There you go. Got to grow through the loophole. That's all.
We tried. I'm damn sure not gonna buy nothing before I get to that point. You know, I was depressed bad when all that issues went down. Hey, there, farm.
Measure a bunch of times and cut once. That's what you're doing. So that's good.
And it's we might not even get to it this year or this season or this winter, but once we have the permit, they can't stop us from building it. So they got some new people on the council, and I'm not going to say I'm friends with any of them, but I know a few of them, went to school with a couple of them. So I'm going to visit with them and see. I'm going to start with the old mayor first, visit with him, and then, get with some of the council members to see what I can do.
There you go. You'll
But
do just fine.
I did a lot of work last time I was in. Didn't get anything videoed. I had some dental work done, and he jacked up my mouth bad. I got all my teeth pulled like 6 months ago, and been using dentures and trying to get the snap ins, and the studs that they put in, they had to go in and find them to put the bolts or whatever they call them in there, and he couldn't find them. The bone and the skin had grew back over him, so he was cutting all over in my gums, and it was horrible. It was horrible. But
yeah, I don't think I would like that experience.
they sure don't tell you the pain and issues you're gonna have going through. I mean, I knew I was having some issues already with them with my teeth. I got hit in the mouth for leaving the bar with somebody else's wife at one point, and it jacked up one of my teeth, and that's why I went to the dentist to see. You know, I went to a different dentist. I wanted to get that one fixed, is the one that was long in the front, and they did one of them 3D X-rays, and he's like, "Man, you never pulled your wisdom teeth." I'm like, "No." And anyway, long story short, ended up it was the right time to do it. So I had them all pulled. They put the studs in, but man, that was horrible. God, that was horrible.
Well, now, tell me something. You left the bar with somebody else's wife. Was it worth it, son? Was it worth it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I used to be a bad person, Mr. Robin. I used to be a bad person. I used to host karaoke, and yeah, and I got hit in the mouth with Chris and Rich. He spent the night in the hospital. So
yeah,
I spent with his wife. So
we got in here. We got Eric Hale, brother Eric, slipping up in here.
Yeah, let's change that subject. Eric, what's up, brother?
Man, he plays hard to get now. I've been on this man to come join us for so long. And it's like, no, me and my 30-foot tall corn ain't going to come over. I'm busy. Me and my gigantic peppers and everything. I ain't got nothing to share with nobody. I can't teach nobody nothing. You know,
30-foot corn, and the ears of corn is long like my forearm.
Exactly.
Tomatoes falling all over.
He got peppers. He got pepper trees so big to put dang swing set up in them. You know.
Oh man!
I got to go back and get that magical concoction that he makes in that swimming pool. You know, he put like a kid. You know, when you're a kid and you put all this stuff in a pot, you're making this magical brew. You know.
Yep.
He's got that. He's got that down pat. Oh.
He did his biochar also. He did some homemade biochar a while back to add to his garden.
I'll tell you what, I can't keep up. Can't keep up with everything. It's a struggle.
Well, I started a new job after they went and done my teeth. I started a new job. I was actually home for an extra week. Then I started a new job, and I get out there, no text messages at all, no phone. My phone won't work at all. No YouTube, nothing that had any type of videos. I can get on Facebook. I think it was 2 hours a day we had to be on Facebook to use the Messenger app of it. And, you know, look around on Facebook to be able to talk and communicate. Besides that, you have to bring your own. They have some phone service out there, just not my phone service didn't work. So I'm looking into getting that.
Man, that's rough now, because where you've been, you ain't had no trouble with that.
Right.
And then you go get cut off from that, and it's ooh.
Well, we had internet where I was before, but it was slow. I couldn't keep up with any type of live streams or anything like that. But this right here had nothing. And where I was at before, it never turned off.
They said, boy, and I don't know where you're from, but here we're from the 70s. And we work around here.
No, they have a store link. They have a store link on the platform.
Okay.
They have the internet's amazing. I'm out there, doing FaceTime with Sheena, and I mean it's crystal clear. I can't even get it that clear at the house watching YouTube, but they have it dialed back so much to where you can't use it that it stops it. Let me answer this question. Or let me ask, what are you going to do with all the berries you planted? Are you talking about the ones in the pots, the ones in the front of the house, the ones at the property? We have a lot. The ones at the property we're going to be picking, and the ones over here. Both of those are going to be their first year of production, so we're going to have a little bit, but not what they should be in the potentially. The ones in the pots, we're going to be planting them straight out of the property soon. Hopefully, in the next 2 weeks, we're going to have that. Thanks for stopping by Adventures with Outdoor Eagle. So eventually, all the blackberries are going to be out at the property, short of maybe half of what we have in the front of the house right now. But the outlook is to have a 1/4 acre of blackberries at the property, and we should be close to filling up about 3/4 of it with the plants I have already planted in the ground. We're going to transplant some next year, start some new plants to plant out there. Those are the sweetie pies. We have a Ouachita. I think it's 48 or 49 Ouachita blackberries already planted out at the property or the farm. And then I have 70 more Primark. I think it is. I'd have to check the email again to see exactly what they are. But there's 72 or 75 of those to put out.
Well, I know where you can get a whole bunch of them for free. And that's right here. They're right here.
They thornless?
No, these are an heirloom variety.
Oh, an heirloom. South Louisiana Homestead, what's up, brother? That's just down the road. Yeah, we're trying to go. I'm gonna have one row that's gonna have the thorns on it. We're gonna put it on it's gonna be the closest row to my property line. I'm gonna plant them right along the property line.
Mm-hmm. That's a good barrier right there.
Yes, yeah. And I don't think I'm gonna buy any. Actually, I think I'm just gonna go ahead. We still have a couple of them left at Pops that's growing. I don't know the name brands of them, so I won't be able to potentially sell them down the road. But I will be able to make plants and make a hedge of them for sure, and then make some huge berries.
These are natural wild heirloom variety, and I've got so many of them here. Lord, you talking about a barrier. My whole place is a barrier. I was out there and I got to get to my strawberries, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to cut all my blackberries down because they're just running wild. I'm living in a blackberry patch now.
Right.
I've got to cut them out and get rid of them and get to my ground so I can do something. I'll be doing that Native American method, right? On clear a little patch, scratch up a little patch of dirt and plant something. And then clear a little patch, scratch it up, and plant something.
Yeah, you're not going to go in and do the whole mow it down and do a whole thing. You're going to do patches of it here and there.
That's the way I'm going to have to do it, brother. I'm going to tell you what.
That's a good way to do it. I mean, it doesn't destroy the infrastructure of what you naturally have growing, your local growing stuff, but you're able to plant things that wouldn't be growing normally there. So that's a really good thing to do.
Yeah, because there's only so much I can do in a day's time, or even part of a day, because I can't be out there shooting sling blade and axe and everything like I used to be. So I clear a little patch, and I'm gonna work it up, and then I'm gonna plant some, and then move on, and then have me a fire, have me a big bonfire. But I was just out. When you sent me the text earlier, I was heading out. to go cut some of them, and so you saved me from that.
So I'm the excuse for not having to do it.
It's like, how much blood am I going to lose today? You know? Oh, we got one of Wilson's worst misfits just came in here.
Where did it
Yeah.
I've never heard of Marion berries, if that's how it's pronounced. Marion berries. I'm gonna have to look into them, see if there's something that we can grow around here, because we're all looking for different things. We purchased a couple plum trees to put out there. That needs to be planted this next 2 weeks. We're gonna be putting okra seeds in the ground in the next 2 weeks. Sheena's gonna be starting her new position at work, to where she'll just be working on the weekend, and we're going to be spending a lot more time together. So y'all kind of keep an eye out for my safety, because she can get mean.
Oh, Lord.
How you doing, Danny? Hi, Robert.
How's it going,
Hello,
John?
John.
It's going all right. Sorry I'm a little late. I was having some technical issues.
Oh, no worries. If you'd have been early, I'd have been worried. You always late, so.
Yeah. I'm becoming very famous for being late.
You didn't tell me he was coming up here. I thought it was just me and you, Danny. We're going to have a classy night.
Well,
Yeah, sorry to ruin it for you, Robert. I'm so sorry.
That's all right, brother. Good to see you. Oh
man, the bees. I'm gonna have to get with you. I want to put some bees, a little hive out at my property, even if it's just a catch hive. Once I get all the plants and stuff, the blackberries and stuff out there, I can't wait.
Oh, he said they got mulberries for the first time this year.
You got them at your house? We used to have a lot of blackberries all over along the edges on the sugarcane fields. You could walk beside the roads and pick miles of blackberries. And then they started poisoning everything to keep the grass down. And if you find blackberries, you don't want to eat them along the side of the cane fields.
No, you don't. Not beside any roads or anything like that where they spray. No, but I'm going to tell you something. I was thinking about this a while ago, and it's always impressed me. But blackberries and brambleberries, all that kind of stuff, wherever they are, all across the planet. Just think of the pure mass of food that they make every year without fail. You ain't got to do nothing to them, and they're just throwing it out there. There is no telling how many blackberries is made as a crop of food that goes, unharvested.
Yeah.
Blackberries are so productive. Oh.
Over here, we got to prune off the dead canes on the ones that we.
Well, yeah, you got to do that. You got to do that to keep them trimmed up and everything. But I'm just talking about,
in general,
just going out and picking blackberries in a day's time. You can't even make a dent in what's out there. Just the pure food that's created by blackberries alone. Nature just does it.
We had 50 plants, Mr. Robert. And it was the second year production, so it was the first, full potential production off of it. And we picked 100 gallons of blackberry juice off of those 50 plants.
Yes.
Yeah, I just ordered some Primacanes, Arkansas Traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be planting those. They should be in because they said they're gonna ship them to me in probably mid-April to late April. So I'm gonna plant some of those. What's that, Danny?
Living a Rogue Life just came in.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
Carla. I was looking to order 100. Well, I started off at 50, asparagus, second year asparagus plants, and started looking. It was like I think it was $112 for shipping and everything. So I went and I started looking for codes, and I found, well, if you spend over $100, you get free shipping, but the free shipping has to be over the shipping was at what pushed it over $100. So I put it
How
at
many crowns is that for $100?
50. It was 50 crowns for $100.
You're not gonna eat just you and Sheena. You're not gonna eat all that asparagus.
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh,
I ended up I'm not done. I ended up putting I ended up having to get 100 crowns to be able to get the free shipping, and it came out at almost the same price. Then I went and looked and found a code that was supposed to be no good from last year. That was like 35% off of everything, but the people said it still worked. So I went and put it in, but it dropped me back below $100. So it put the shipping back on. So long story short, for $119, I got 200 crowns of asparagus. I didn't want that many, but
well, you better have a market to sell some of that.
that was the biggest space. You know, we do eat a lot. We do eat a lot of asparagus.
Yeah, I just bought some 2-year-old crowns. It was it was 10 crowns for $20, but they're 2-year-olds, and
These are supposed to be 2-year-old.
Well, well, I made sure that they were. Yeah. I didn't want 3-year-olds. I wanted 2-year-olds.
Yeah, well, I didn't want the 1-year-old
to get solid.
Yeah, I didn't want the 1-year-olds. I didn't want to have to wait 2 years.
No, 1-year-olds.
Let them fern. Lewis, what's up, brother? Yeah, we will be. We're probably gonna end up freezing most of the asparagus. We will try to can some. I have the asparagus jars. I have all kind of asparagus jars to be able to can them. But we're probably gonna freeze some. We end up. I like them better frozen than pickled, or canned. And I'm not a fan of pickled stuff. But
me personally, I like them fresh.
Yeah. Oh God, we take them fresh and we put them in the air fryer, spray them with the butter spray, and leave them in there. It takes about 5 minutes. The ends of them get crunchy. They shrink down a lot, but the ends get crunchy like a potato chip. Oh my. Oh.
How far apart do you plant your blackberries?
It depends on the varieties that you're using. I'm going 5 foot for all of them at the property. The Sweetie Pie blackberries, the one I have in the front, recommend 10 to 12 foot because they are a vining and not a cane. So, and I'm seeing that right now in the front yard. Some of them are like 12, 14 foot long. Did you get thornless? Yeah, they're thornless. They're thornless. And they're putting out the sister plants all over around the outside of them. But I'm still going to plant those at 5 foot of the property also.
Have you thought about doing any intercropping and having, like I was just thinking, those asparagus, if they coexist well with blackberries, you could use the space in between your blackberry plants to plant asparagus.
I've thought about
the asparagus crowns will get way too big and they will interfere with the blackberries. The asparagus crowns could get up to 4 or 5 feet tall.
I'm more worried about the blackberries interfering with the root systems on the asparagus.
Both they won't work together. They're too monstrous, and asparagus is very intrusive. Just so are blackberries very intrusive.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like they'll both be battling for the same space, and
well, strawberries stay low to the ground. You could have you some
strawberries. Yeah, you didn't say strawberries. You said blackberries, right?
No, I said no. Where to begin, Janice? She said that asparagus grows well with strawberries, and so that led me to think, hey, strawberries could go in between them blackberries, and you got
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, strawberries are very shallow rooted, so
Right.
I could see that working together with each other. But I mean, once the asparagus ferns get up to 4 or 5 feet tall, you know,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have the trellis system is up right at 4.5, 5 feet tall for the black bears. I have 3 wires, one for the watering system that's going to be on it. Then I have 2 more for the canes to secure it to as they're growing out across. You know, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I think the root systems with the black bears would end up tearing them up pretty good. The asparagus, but we have
Hello,
thought about putting
Carol.
up strawberries. Hey,
Hey,
Carol.
Fishes and Loaves Life. Hi, Carol. How are you?
I'm gonna get some coffee. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Hey, Robert.
Hey.
Now that he's not here, something's wrong with him.
You think so?
He's been nice to me the whole time I've been here.
I think it's probably your training over the years. It's finally kicked in.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, I find it unusual. I mean, by now, I would expect that I would have either flicked him off or told him something, but he's actually being nice.
I think you tamed him. You tamed the swamp rat. Yeah.
God, I hope so. Oh man, I hope so, because it's like going on 5 years that I've been working on him to get him, you know, to. So.
You can keep talking. I muted me, not y'all.
Oh, welcome back, Nanny. How are you, buddy?
We were talking. We were saying hello to some people in the chat. You see Janice, Where to Begin Homestead is here.
You were talking shit.
No. Primal Cajun is here. Rob, Primal Cajun. Yeah.
He didn't want to hurt your Bud Light feelings.
What'd you say?
Rob, you were talking, saying how I was being nice and everything. Rob said I didn't want to hurt your Bud Light feelings.
Oh, Rob, you haven't hurt my Dylan Mulvaney. He's done plenty of that already. Don't you worry about it.
You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up. If this was in the 70s or the 80s, every comedian would be selling out places right now talking about all the stuff that we're doing right now. Oh my God.
If you own any stocks in Anheuser-Busch, sell them out now. Get rid of them.
You should have sold them last week. You waited too long.
Yeah, you waited too long. Yeah.
Hey, Coors is now, you know what? That Coors is saying, thank God somebody else could be made fun of now.
Yeah.
There's fallback on them too. They're starting to show all the cans that Coors Light has done over the years. Jack Daniels is in a crack for what they were getting ready to do. It got put out. But
really?
Oh yeah.
All these places, they were all fixing to go woke, and you know, dude, I cannot believe that. Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Nike. Look at Nike.
Daniels.
They endure the hardship for a little while, and then people go back to it. It's hard to get away from your habit. When you have a habit of, it's like, you know, with my Jägermeister. When I drink, I want to drink Jägermeister. You know,
I can't. I'm in shock right now, thinking that Jack Daniels would be going to that marketing concept, okay, and doing that kind of advertising. That blows my mind.
I'm not sure it's 100%, you know, geared toward what Bud Light was doing, but it's similar enough to where people are talking about it, and there's some fallback already. I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link to the forum I was reading about it.
That's my area of the country, and I know the people. You know, I know that.
Well, it's like Tennessee. It's not the people; it's the companies, the corporation. The corporations that are in the areas they don't resemble the people anymore. They resemble the higher education of the people that's running the corporations.
That
And
is true.
the ideology of the people running. It's not even the people working. You know,
Mhm.
the big is the top dogs that's pushing an agenda for
Well,
Yeah.
so far, from what I understand, that genius marketing girl for Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch there, she's lost almost $5 billion in sales.
Oh yeah, I heard she was going to be fired, but she already has another job lined up with
You think she should be fired?
the whole place should be fired. The CEO, everybody, the whole board, the board of directors, they should all be redone.
I
You know
think,
who?
I mean, if it was up to me personally, I think Anheuser-Busch as a whole company, they just won't stop. If it's not one thing, it's the other. It's like, it's enough. Put Anheuser-Busch out of business, period. Get rid of it.
I wouldn't say put them out of business. Everybody has the right to make money. They might have to gear back enough to where they can support, they might end up being almost a mom and pop brewery, but I don't see them. I don't, nobody should have to go out of business because they're idiots above. They can work their way back into the hearts of the people. That, like I said, that's the corporation, the head of the corporations that did that. But if they fail because people aren't buying it, then so be it.
Well, I've always said that, especially Bud Light is nothing but like, it's piss in a can. Is what it is.
They all-
You
Anyone
know,
that drinks Bud Light, it must enjoy drinking pure warm piss, because that's what it tastes like.
you know who's breathing a sigh of relief because they're no longer the laughing stock of advertising and doing these things too. That's the guy that years ago he said, "Hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of the original Coke formula and we're going to have new Coke."
Yeah.
Right? that guy there,
It's
He's
one
set
penny cheaper a can to make.
he's sitting back laughing now. It's like, thank God the spotlight's off of me.
Right. It's like, let's say everything, the billions upon billions of dollars we've created through marketing, this thing and that thing. It's like, yeah, is Coca-Cola bad for you? Absolutely. One of the worst poisons you can put in your body, but some people like it. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I enjoy. There's a lot of stuff I like that's not good for my body.
Right?
Cigarettes, tobacco in general, Jägermeister,
That
Brown
is
Royal,
true.
rice and gravy in excess.
That is correct.
Rice and gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Robert, I wasn't expecting you to be on this panel tonight.
Well, that's life's unexpected pleasures right there is to be able to see me more often. I'm sure for lots of people, including you. Right?
Danny didn't warn me about you being up here tonight.
He didn't warn me about you either. And Danny is this has been a nice little thing that we got going here. And ain't no sense in derailing it now, John.
Oh, derailing.
No.
Let's get it. Let's get it started.
No. I just needed to ask. Figured I would ask, but let's continue peacefully.
Peacefully. So, John, I wanted to talk to you about the karaoke contest, or for the Global Gardening Homesteading Challenge, or the gardening homesteading skills.
I see that last year's champion just showed up in the chat.
Yeah, and I was speaking to him yesterday. I do want to. I'm going to do a video to kick it off. I wanted to bounce some things off of you last night, but I could talk to you about it right now also while Mr. Robert's in here. Instead of doing a poll like we did last year, trying to have a poll on YouTube because you can only put like 5 or 6 options and all that. Basically, what I want to do is I'm going to do a video introducing the start of the karaoke challenge. And we're gonna let it go for a couple weeks. There's no need to rush it, for a week or so. And state that you have to email me with the link so that I can put it in the folder. And then at the end, whenever we decide the cutoff date is, I'll do another video stating, okay, we're going to have a week or whatever. And you come in and you write who you want to vote for underneath in that video. That way we can just go back and tabulate who voted, who has how many votes.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. The voting system needs to be a little bit kind of better, because how did you do it last year? How did we do it?
Well, we did it. We tried to do it with a YouTube poll, but you can only do 5 options on the poll.
Right. So we had to have like 10 different polls for each.
Well, no, Jeff found another poll that we were able to use, but it wasn't through YouTube, so you had to click the link to get to it. And then we had issues with it. Then we had people that stated that they had put out videos, but they didn't put the hashtag correctly. So that's why I'm saying you have to email me to where I can put it in the log, the folder, whatever. I can't think. Let's have a dance off. No square dancing.
Yeah. So you're saying is you would prefer is once they release their video for them to email you personally the link of that video so you have it at least on file.
Well, so we could put it in
then you can transfer from your email to that file or the poll.
But I just want to be able to put everything in a saved or shared what's that called? Damn it.
Playlist.
There you go. I was stuck.
It's not that difficult, Danny. It's a playlist. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, finish.
It's hard to be nice around here. But yeah, so I want to, that way everything's in the playlist, but I also have, you sent me an email, it's in the playlist. That way at the end of the portion of it, people can't say that they didn't, they wasn't put in or they put the wrong hashtag. We had a couple of those last year that happened. We started over. 2 people said they didn't get put in the playlist. Their hashtag was incorrect. So we started it over and it ended up being a big cluster. So there's be plenty of time, probably do 2 or 3 weeks, let everybody get all their stuff together. Then we'll let them easily take it and do, hey, you got 2 weeks to vote. Come to this, this video, just in the comment section, write who you vote for. Also thinking about doing a junior division for it also. That way the kids and the adults have a little bit separate.
Yeah, no, it was fun last year. I already forgot what the hell I did, but I remember participating in it, and I had fun.
I just can't even believe anybody got a hashtag wrong. That's foreign to me.
Now you're making fun of me.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying I feel you. I feel your pain, brother. Somebody got a hashtag wrong. I've been chasing hashtags for 4 years solid.
My video was out for 4 seconds, Mr. Robertson. You got the hashtag wrong. God damn it. I tried.
Now I get what you're saying, right? Yeah, the hashtag, it's like how can you get a hashtag wrong? It's like if you're watching the video, it's like, okay, hashtag YouTube. And then all of a sudden you make the video and it's like, oh, what's the hashtag? Is that hashtag YouTube with a YouTube, or is it UWYO tube? Oh, I got it wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I had to help Danny out before, John got a hold of.
I know. Yeah. I've had to help Danny out many, many, many times too in the years past.
It costing my team some weight right off the bat,
No, Name one time, John,
What?
that you've had to help me out of the many. You many 5 times. Name one time out of the many times you've had to help me.
I had to, listen to him beg me.
What?
This guy has begged me many times to please go easy on you in the suspensions and penalties. And I would give him at least 10 minutes of his time to try to talk me out of certain penalties and suspensions. So yeah, that's helping you. So trust me, he's helped you a lot over the years when it comes in terms of what of what happens to you. So
I was suspended like 9 weeks into the start of the season last year from the previous season. How did that help me?
It didn't.
well, it didn't. It didn't. But how long was your suspension for?
Like the last 6 weeks of the previous season and 9 weeks into the season last year.
Well,
Thanks for stopping by.
I'm sure the 9 week one was. I initially wanted it to be 15 weeks, and I remember that conversation. He talked me down. So you see that you're lucky you have Robert that actually talked me down a little bit. So
It's terrible. You bringing this stress upon me. I'm having flashbacks. You're gonna require me that I might have to have one of my emergency nutty balls.
Robert, actually, I'm revealing something that nobody knows. That yeah, Robert does come to defend his teammates when they get in trouble, like this guy, and he tries to talk. Oh, go easy on him, or blah, blah, blah. He's like the advocate over here. And sometimes I listen. Sometimes he aggravates me, and I say, I'm going to add another week on top of that.
Don't bother me. But
yeah.
Yeah, so that's part of the thoughts I had on the
Nah, do it up. It should be fun.
Okay. And I got another idea I want to put past you. I'm gonna give you a holler. I know you told me no a couple times already, but I'm still gonna be on it. I'm gonna push.
I said no.
Keep pushing the buttons. Yeah.
How many times did I say no?
At least 3.
Oh, then don't bother. Oh,
I'm not gonna stop. I've been nice. You're gonna listen to me.
If you've asked me 3 times and I've said no 3 times, then
I guarantee you're gonna do what I say, John.
I love the challenge. I love it. I love the challenge of you trying to get me to do what you say.
I've been being nice to you. You're gonna listen.
You've been being very nice, which you should change jobs more often.
You should be scared. You should change jobs. I've been trying. And the bad part about changing the job, I had been after them for we're looking into putting another greenhouse in the backyard, Jeff. We got to talk to the town and get it taken care of, but we are looking to add more tomatoes to the pot on what we get. But yeah, 6 months I had been asking for a raise. I wasn't happy, wanted to leave. The contract company I worked for wouldn't do anything, and then the company I was contracted to said they couldn't do anything. I called when I came in that Thursday and said I ain't going back, and I have another job lined up if y'all can't do nothing for me. And so all of a sudden, oh yeah, we got all kind of jobs you can go to. They went from not having any jobs. They wasn't happy, but they went from not having any jobs to, oh yeah, we got all kind of jobs for you. And then 3 hours after that, the superintendent calls me from the company I was working for and wants to give me a $3 an hour raise. It's like, nope, don't want it. I don't care if I make less money at my next job. I'm not going. I feel after 6 months, and 3 hours after I quit, you can give me. I said, I'm angry. I said, "Who?" I said, you have no idea how angry I am right now. And I'm being very calm. It's that angers me a lot to get to that point.
Yeah. Oh, to get you angry takes that much, huh?
No, it doesn't take much. I get angry.
Yeah, no shit with being sarcastic.
No, no. I've actually learned to control it a lot better. When I started working offshore, my mouth would have got me in a lot more trouble. I wouldn't have sat there and been, I like the guy. It's not on him; it's the upper management. But as far as the superintendent, it's the upper management above him that gives out the raises and stuff as it goes. But I have that. I might have to work for him again at some point. Might not be with that company. Might be somewhere else. You never know who you're going to be work with, or where you're going to be going. So you never know who's going to be your boss. So I didn't want to burn any bridges. Even I've done it before, and it's when it's time for me to go back to work, they pat me on the back. Hey, good job. Glad to have you back.
Yeah, you should never burn bridges because you never know when you need to cross them again.
Oh, I've nuked a few. That's back when I was in my 30s.
I can so believe you. Yeah, I can totally believe you.
6 months later, I'm like, hey, y'all hiring? Sure enough, come back. I'm decent at my job, but I work hard at my job. There's not many people that's gonna do more than I will.
I believe it. I totally believe it. You don't strike me as a big mouth and a loud mouth. I mean, that's obvious to anyone that knows you. But you strike me as a very hard worker. You do.
I used to be, and I mean, I like to talk and pick back and forth. I'm not big in confrontation unless it's in fun. Whenever it comes to the point that I'm gonna be confrontational to someone offshore, I'm already past the point where my give a fuck's done. I'm not out there. Once I get to the point that I'm confrontational, I'm done with you. Whatever comes out of the confrontation comes out of it.
Yeah.
I'm a production operator. I work in oil and gas. I've been doing it 32 years this year.
So if me and you were to actually meet, in a street in Louisiana, me and you would actually shake hands.
No, I'd beat you now. Then we'd shake hands and drink a beer.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
You beat me down. You beat me down with what? Hugs and kisses?
Probably. I'd probably feed you some rice and gravy or some gumbo. We sit down, drink, and have some fun till you got a little intoxicated and started.
And then we can go in your backyard and bobber fish, throw little bobbers and try to catch some catfish.
You could fish on the bottom too over here. That's the thing. You could fish top water, bottom water. You're going to catch with both.
Yeah.
You're just not going to be real big fish in 6 feet of water.
You think?
I mean, it is what it is. That's what we got. That's what we make use of. We have fun with it.
Hey, you got what you got. Hey, but you have it in your backyard, runs through your backyard. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't stuff we eat. Where I'm at right now, the platforms I was on this last rotation, we're about 70 feet off of the water, and the sharks look like they were about 12 foot. So by the time you get to the bottom and you realize how big they really are, they got sheets of grading that we walk on out there in this 20-foot sections, and your depth perception skews how big the fish and stuff are in the water. So when you're looking at it, it looks like a 5 or 6 foot shark. Then you look at a full sheet of grading downstairs that's 20 foot, and the shark's about twice as, almost twice the size of half of it. 12, 15,
so 18. They let you fish on your off time?
We can. I didn't fish this time. In fact, the 2 locations I was at, I went out, started working days, worked days for 4 days, 5 days. I was sitting in for somebody that didn't make it to work because the position I had was as a production operator. The position I have now is as a SIMOPS coordinator person or something like that. So I'll be moving around a lot more. I'll also be doing flowbacks and different things. It's more specialized, not into production.
So it wouldn't be feasible for you to be like bottom jigging. How deep is that water?
Well, it depends what you want to fish. You don't fish with corks out there, of course, and it depends where you're at. The water's blue from that. We're far enough out to where the water in the Gulf is blue. Where I was at before, the water was only 12 feet, so it stayed muddy all the time. The two platforms I was at this time, we were in about 100 feet of water. So,
Oh, you can bottom jig with that.
well, the bottom we end up catching trash fish more. We come off the bottom between about 20 feet and halfway up, and you'll get snapper, grouper, different things like that. Things that like to pool around the corals and stuff of the legs of the quarters.
That's pretty good fishing.
Oh man, I love snapper, some good eating. Phew.
Yeah.
They got
What is
ling
a
out
red
there.
snapper?
A red snapper.
Oh,
They got red
yeah.
snapper, and then they got I forgot what the other one's called. It tastes the exact same. It's just the scales and stuff on it's a little bit darker. They're easier to catch at the top whenever you chum the water with some food, and they come up with the trash fish and they're eating. Also, you just put a hook down in the water, and they grab the hook and you pull them up.
Yeah.
Is that a vermilion snapper? A vermilion?
I don't.
Or is it
I forgot what the name of it. It's not vermilion. I just call it a snapper. It's the easiest thing because it looks just like it. It's just a little darker. It's not red. It tastes the exact.
Yeah, give me some amberjack. Give me some fresh amberjack, blackened amberjack.
Is that a ling?
A ling? No, not amberjack.
Yeah, I've never had it.
Ling cod. That's a different fish. Amberjack is some. Ooh, I love that.
Ling cod is strange because I caught them last year, and you pretty much have to eat them pretty much within 24 to 36 hours.
Mangrove.
They disintegrate.
Phil just said mangrove snapper. You caught ling last year?
Yeah, but they're different than the regular cod where they literally will disintegrate if you don't eat them like immediately.
You bled them out? You hung them out and let them bleed?
Pretty much every fish I catch, I bleed them out. Yeah.
Okay. Because we've had them, we pack them in water and freeze them, and we've had them as long as 6 months and not had any issues with them.
I don't ever recommend freezing any fish without having them bled out first. You don't want that blood sitting, or at least not that much blood sitting.
Right. You freeze your fish in water?
I do not. No, I vacuum seal my fish.
Yeah, we freeze everything in water over here.
Yeah.
And it seems to make it even like the specks. Specks will last quite a bit longer. It's preference. We packed everything. The shrimp, we always pack shrimp in water. The fish, we always pack the fish in water whenever we save it. So
I've never tried that.
It's a good way. That water freezing it takes care of it. You don't lose anything to freeze or burn. It don't dry out.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Like this year in the fishing rodeo, when I catch the biggest fish, obviously I'm not going to eat it all in one shot. So when I freeze it, when I freeze like 3/4 of it, because it's going to be so big, I'm going to try some of it in water, and I'm going to give that a shot.
You're making me hungry.
You better watch, John. Where I'm at, I'll be able to catch a pretty big fish if I want.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I'll take the challenge from you if you want.
Well, I'll put it like this: if I got to work like I did the last 2 weeks, I'm not going to be doing no fishing. I'm too old to be working like that and fishing at night. But if my issue is, I don't know if I'll be going back to the same platform every time.
Now
So
you say a big fish. What's a big fish to you? 20 inches?
we got 12-foot shark.
No, I'm talking about a fish that you're actually going to keep and eat.
You don't eat shark?
Depending on the variety of shark.
Okay, so a black tip shark that's like 8-9 feet. You would eat that, right? That's some good
Probably.
eating. That's some
Well,
good,
probably, yeah, maybe.
That's some good eating.
that's some good eating, and that's some easy catching over there where in the area I'm at.
How about a 30-pound snapper?
Yeah,
30-pound snapper? That's a big fish, but it's not that big. How about like maybe a 60-pound striper?
well, we ain't gonna catch no stripers like that. We in the Gulf, John. We're not in the ocean. It's
Yeah, I'm aware of where you are. I know where you are.
but the biggest fish I'll catch would be a shark, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, like black tips will end up being 100+ pounds easy out there.
Hey, Robert, who won the fishing rodeo last year?
I don't, it was some
It's-
guy that was using bobbers. I think I don't know who
Nah,
it
I
was.
think no. You try, keep thinking about it and let the folks know who won the fishing rodeo.
I know my
But the-
memory's not that good, John.
Oh yeah, we
Big-
know your memory's not that good, Mr. Robert.
It's a
Don't
long
even
time ago.
Don't even try.
But
I'll be
please
calling the wrong
enlighten
name.
the chat here. There's a lot of great folks that don't know that would love to know who won the fishing rodeo last year.
If I can think of the name of
I
the
think it
guy,
was Chris with Cosmic Cultivators.
that's that's it right there.
think-
Yeah,
Cosmic
he caught an awful lot of 1 inch, too short fish. That he won that category. Yes,
He did. Him and his wife, they did great. I
They
can't
did.
speak enough about the amount of fishing expertise that they have.
Yeah.
They did well.
They caught a lot of fish, and the fish that they could keep, that they were trying for and continue trying for, the regulatory they could keep was 28 inches, and they must have caught 327-inch fish.
327. They were right on the border. Lewis, the alligators can be bigger than the black tip sharks. They're not going to be bigger than the like the tiger sharks and some of the other sharks that we have out there, but they're not like a tiger shark. It's not something you want to grab a hold of. You really, I don't even know if it's legal to eat. And the alligators take a lot more paperwork. You got to have tags on it. Even if you dispose of one that is attacking your family or your pets, you're still supposed to call it in to the game wardens, and they'll send a local trapper over to pick it up. You're not supposed to keep it on your own. It is highly regulated and a big fine to just to harvest an alligator. I mean, it's not likely that you'll get caught most of the time, but if you catch a 12, 14-foot alligator, somebody's going to tell on you. Somebody's going to take a picture of it, put it on Facebook or somewhere like that, and you're going to end up in a lot of crap.
Yeah,
That's something that big is not something people are allowed to kill and get rid of.
They are, but they're regulated around here. You have to have tags similar to like you do with deer. You have certain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to tag each and every one of them that you take and bring in. They monitor it closely to be able to know how many to release the following year back into the wild.
Gotcha.
The alligators won't produce enough locally, and I'm sure it's the same along the coast. Wherever there's wherever there's alligators, they won't hatch off enough eggs or have them live out in the wild to keep up with the population that's being removed. So what they do is when the alligators start laying eggs, they go out in the marshes and everywhere, find the alligator nest, and then they'll go out, take the eggs out the alligator nest, hatch the eggs out, and then for every so many eggs they hatch, they have to put so many of the yearlings back out into the wild, and let them go.
Yeah.
So then they're able to keep the rest of them. That's where the farm alligators come from. Alligators won't produce eggs in captivity. So there's a
Dragon
lot.
Warrior Q says I can take as many iguanas as I want. No, I'm all set with that. Thank you. I can't stand. I mean, they're beautiful reptiles, but I can't stand. I don't know how. That's why I love New England. It's like you don't have to deal with alligators, crocodiles, reptiles. You
You
don't
don't
have
have
to
to
deal
deal
with
with
any of that.
gardening bugs.
Not
There's
even
nothing.
snakes. You don't have to deal with gardening bug. New England is wonderful. You don't have to deal with typhoons and tornadoes and
Yup. Y'all do end up every once in a while with a hurricane cast off, and that busts y'all pretty good, even though it's not big.
yeah. Once I, I mean you're right, but I mean it's like we just had a tornado in Massachusetts 2 years ago, and that's been the first one in like 50 years. But when it came through, that one a little town in this is Western Mass. Boy, it leveled that town,
Yeah.
and it basically ruined the whole entire town. But it's rare. It's very, very rare. The worst thing we get basically is a hurricane. We get a hurricane here or there, once every year, once every 2 years. But
Yeah.
the only damage really is just trees go down. That's pretty much it.
Hey there, Cindy Squirrel off grid and old ways gardening and prepping. Thank y'all for stopping by. Exactly. Nope, that one.
What's wrong with the people in New England?
You're the perfect example.
Come on.
Come on.
I mean, look. I've known this Cajun here for 5 years. I've known this red hillbilly, for 5 years, 6 years, and we get well, not so much him, but we get along fine.
I've been training you. You've been better about it. Passamaquoddy, wait a minute. I'm in New England.
Yes, she is. Passamaquoddy's my neighbor up in New Hampshire. Yes.
Yeah.
And she can relate. She knows exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to our weather. I mean, we get a fair share of our 4 seasons. We do. We get even though our winters in the past 5, 6 years have been very extremely mild, which I thank global warming for that so much. I mean, I absolutely love it.
We had a really mild winter this year. Besides that Arctic front that passed early in the year, which I would much rather have an Arctic front earlier in the season than late in the year. I'd have lost all 3 greenhouses if we'd had an Arctic front on that last frost that passed. Instead of just a frost, if it had been an Arctic front, I'd have lost all my everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 seasons, 3 of them are summer. It's summer, midsummer, and God, it's hot summer.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I've gone to Florida. All them places, and I do not know how you folks can tolerate that 80, 90, 100-degree weather. I don't know how you can tolerate it. I can't. You catch me in 85, 90-degree weather, I'm done for.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a good evening. We've been in the mid 80s, mid to high 80s the last 2 weeks. This morning when I woke up, being offshore, it's warmer than being at home. This morning I woke up, it was 62 degrees. It never got over 69. I was freezing all day long.
Yeah, see, today was the hottest day of the year so far. I had 63 degrees,
Yeah.
and it was absolutely gorgeous. If it never, for me, 70 degrees is perfect because I don't like swimming. My wife loves swimming, but because I don't like swimming, for me, 70 degrees all summer as long as it's sunny,
Yeah.
perfect. I love it.
The Mr. Jack at Geeky Gardens, just to show you the difference in the patterns, he grows almost all his tomatoes in the winter. What we consider winter down here, he's further south than me in Florida, and everything.
Yeah, but he must have a very short growing season, right? Because it must be extremely hot down there.
But I mean,
Like around Miami, when you go down to southern Florida, the heat's gonna be so much that
yeah, but that's why he's growing in the wintertime.
right, you
You
gotta
know,
grow them is in the winter. So basically,
he probably
yeah.
still gets 4 months of growing out of it, but it's at a different time of the year completely than what y'all do.
Right. And that's the initial thing when we started the shed wars, and people are like, well, people down south are growing and us up here in the north. Well, yeah, that's exactly the thing is with the global gardening community, is when, you know, people down in Florida right now and, Louisiana, look at your tomato plants, look amazing. Mine is still seedling sitting, in the grow room down the basement. But when it's time for me to plant coming up in May and June, you're pretty much done because you're going to be too hot.
we made it.
So
We made it to July last year, and we were still producing tomatoes, but we ran out of water for the solution. In my 2 weeks at work, we ran out of water. We use shade cloth and different things to try to help, and it will help. But I'm adding. In fact, I was supposed to go pick up the wood today, and I didn't make it. But we're adding in a second tank barn. We're going to add in 6 more totes, 250-gallon totes, to where we can hold more water. That way, we don't have to, when I'm on rotation, I don't have to worry about it. So we should be able to push it into mid-July, early August with the temperatures, the shade cloth, and everything. And at that point, we're going to try to start cuttings of the suckers, start suckers in the house. Excuse me, to where at the end of August, I can go out, plant them in the same buckets that the tomatoes are in at the point, clean the other tomatoes off, but have a fall crop of tomatoes off of it. And but by taking the cuttings, not taking the cuttings, by taking the suckers, the plants already have the hormone produced. The plants have to go through a certain point, certain amount of days, then they start producing the hormone to where they start producing flowers. Well, you skip that 40-something, 50-something days.
That phase of it,
Yeah. So it works out well. So we're going to try this year. We're going to try a second crop of tomatoes to see how it works out for us and for the people that purchase.
I can't imagine, once you start getting into what it calls tomato, 90 days to maturity, let's call it.
Yeah.
Just think back. I'm pretty sure you're still pretty warm until October. Or so?
September, we usually start calming down. July and August is usually the 2 hottest months. The beginning of July through the end of August. So by mid-September, and it's not the point of looking to keep making tomatoes at that point. Whenever I put the cuttings in the buckets, at that point, it's not looking to make tomatoes. It's looking to let the plants be healthy enough to where in 4 to 6 weeks, they're putting out tomatoes or putting out flowers, and they're healthy enough to be able to establish fruit, and the root systems are large enough to be able to establish the fruit. So it's, at that point, putting them in at the end of August, looking at the beginning of October, depending on the temperatures to the middle of October, not letting the fruit produce, even though it's producing flowers as the plant's growing, we're going to remove the flowers from it to where the root system can establish to where the plants are able to grow and sustain the fruit as it's growing through the fall.
Oh, there you go.
You know, it's we tried it one year. We planted them, some suckers, when I was still out at Pop's greenhouse. We planted the suckers in, and they rooted in right away.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we didn't make big tomatoes because we let the tomatoes, as soon as the first set of flowers that came on all the buckets, we let them start making tomatoes, and the root system just wasn't big enough for the plants to be able to accommodate the fruit. So the fruit never
Yeah,
got big enough.
it's funny how the sucker pretty much, once it starts getting roots, it almost like it carries over what was happening at the mother plant at that stage.
It does. It does.
Like
There's
at
a
this
hormone
stage,
that you plant when you start your seed. The seed has to grow to a certain point. That's how they know about whenever the days to maturity is the days when it's going to fruit. Each seed has a days to maturity. That's whenever it starts producing the hormone, which will start producing the flowers on the plant to be able to produce the fruit. So once you have the hormone, when you cut that sucker, all the hormones and everything are in there telling it, hey, we
Right.
need to produce. We need to produce.
right. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hey there, Storms, Radios, and Cats. How you doing?
Storms, radios, and cats. How are you, sir?
Mr. Roberts been quiet. I think he fell asleep.
They probably did.
Oh, you just got me up here for eye candy.
To what?
You just got me up here for eye candy. I'm doing my job.
I can't.
I'm just sitting here looking pretty, letting you boys talk.
Well, you cover for me because I'm gonna go check out. There's a plumbing leak in the bathroom. I gotta go check it out.
Yep. All right. That boy has got the worst plumbers in his neighborhood. They can't get that stuff right for nothing.
Oh,
He picked a bad time, man. I done made me some popcorn, see?
he's eating popcorn. You
I'm
like
eating popcorn. I'd rather sit over here and not say nothing and just let y'all talk, see?
You're gonna have to talk to him when he comes back because I'm gonna need about 3 minutes. I need to go cool off outside.
I hear you.
I need need to go relax a little bit. So whenever he gets back, I'm gonna take me 3 minutes. The guy on the TV used to say, "Be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds."
There you go. That'll work. But I'm serious, man. Y'all sitting there talking about all that, all the fish. I love some saltwater fishing and catching all that. Give me some mahi and some sugarfish and some snapper, and especially the amberjack. And oh boy, and shark. If I catch it myself, now I don't want to buy no shark in the store.
No,
But if I catch it myself, it's on. It's fine. I'm okay with that. Give me all that, and I'm a very, very happy man.
oh yeah, flounder, some good eating too.
Yeah.
I was working at one place, and we were close enough inland to where the shrimp boats would pass all the time, and I made partners with the guy at a grocery store, and he would sell me the cartons of cigarettes for what he paid for them, the cheap ones, to be able to bring offshore, because I would trade them for shrimp and fish before I would come in. And the guy stopped, my boat stopped one day, they were out of cigarettes, gave me 164 quart ice chest, the ice chest, and it was slapped full of flounders for a carton of cigarettes. The carton of cigarettes cost me $12 at the time. So yeah, that was a good trade. I went in, brought some to him, went back, came in, went to Pops. We cleaned all of them. We were gonna cook them that weekend, and I ended up having to go back to work. So I'm like, y'all don't eat it. We're gonna eat it when I get back. Oh yeah, don't worry, bro. We're gonna eat that when you get back. Yeah. That weekend they wiped them out. Poof. Eat them all.
That's
Ate
a
'em
good
all.
deal. Good deal.
Yeah. I mean, they come out there running low on oil, and I don't mess with that. If it ain't out of my bag, I'm not trading anything off the platform for it. Some people would trade oil, a little bit of diesel, or something like that. That's not my thing. I will trade cigarettes though for some flounder. I will. Okay, I'm gonna take a break.
I trade seafood that I catch for dollars.
For dollars.
Yeah.
That's nice, John. I'm going, and I'll be back 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Y'all need to get along. Don't run
You got a
everybody out.
plumbing
For
leak?
some reason, there's still 17 people in here. That's outrageous.
That's because we all missed you, Danny. Come on.
Everybody's in here waiting to see me blow up and start making fun. That's not going to happen tonight. If y'all waiting for that, I'm not making fun of John tonight. Y'all gotta wait. He has to push the button a little more.
Yeah, I know that. I find that strange. Trust me.
I'm trying to be good, John. Trying to be
All
good.
right.
Trying to teach Colt right. I can't be mean all the time.
Make sure you mute your mic because we don't want to hear you banging the plumbing in the bathroom.
I'm not gonna bang the plumbing. I'm good every 4 to 5 hours using the bathroom. I'm going to suck on a stick.
Oh, there you go. Go suck on something. There you go.
Man.
All right, Robert. Yeah. So at least he's muted this time. He can't hear us.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah. Yeah, he had to go.
Oh, he can hear us.
Can he? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's muted. Oh, we can't hear him, but he can hear us.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Oh, that's right. I was missing that part.
See, what's he doing on that side of the thing? Okay, see, there he goes. He can go out the door now. And when he goes out there, he's gonna be able to hear. He can't hear us when he goes out the door. That's too far.
I don't think so either.
That's too far for his older ears.
Well, all you got to do is just keep the voice down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, my voice is down.
Yeah. No, but I noticed a change in him for sure. So.
Well, if we can keep that up, and he don't get to be a pain this year for making you mad, and sad, and angry, and everything, and getting you goat, then that'll be good.
Towards the end of last year, I saw a change in him. Might have been me. With him, who the hell can tell? It's like playing devil's advocate with him. But I think it carried over to this year where, let's see. Well, for me personally, I don't really care, but I'm saying for you and your teammates, it would be best interest that he, manages to, because I mean, I'll be honest with you, suspensions don't seem to do anything for him. And I think the only way to get to him is to penalize him, take weight away from him. So maybe that's something you and him can talk in private.
Yeah, well,
because I could see penalties coming, but not suspensions. Because suspensions to him, it's a vacation. So,
yeah,
I think he walked through the door. I believe so.
He just did something. He probably went to go get another drink.
Oh, okay. Drinking coffee.
He's drinking. Well, he went to get more coffee then.
Okay.
And all this penalizing talk, you need to just calm down with all that. Just quit drinking that Bud Light. That's making it worse for you, I think.
I'm not drinking Bud Light. I promise you, if there is one beer that I will not drink, I don't like drinking urine. Okay, I don't like drinking piss. Bud Light is one. Actually, I don't drink pretty much anything Anheuser-Busch. I boycotted Anheuser-Busch years and years ago.
Yeah, he only drinks Michelob Ultra.
Nope, I do not drink Michelob. That's Anheuser-Busch. I do not drink Michelob Ultra. I drink Old Milwaukee.
Oh, hey Tammy, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
Back in the day, I put away some Miller Lite. And that was about it, because that was the house beer just about everywhere.
Miller Lite, yeah.
Miller Lite.
Old Milwaukee is made by Miller. Yeah.
I know you got to stay away from that Michelob Dark, because the
I
next
don't drink anything Anheuser-Busch, pretty much.
the next day after Michelob Dark, it does something to your inside. You run a dog out of the house. It's bad. It can be.
John, that's for you.
How do I know? Because I've drank piss. I've drank piss. And if there's a guy or woman here that's never at some point through mistake or not ever drank piss, then you haven't partied enough. Or you haven't had some jerk friends that have pulled some shit on you. And yes, I know exactly what piss tastes like because I've drank it. So yes, that's how I know what it tastes like.
Hey Gina, how you doing, sis? Thanks for stopping by. Oh.
And piss is not that bad, but it's just the thought of drinking it. Maybe if it was cold and not warm. How about that?
No, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass.
Not on
So
purpose.
that's how she probably thought that I would be scared to answer that question. But no, I drank urine. Yes, I have.
That's the forbidden lemonade right there.
Think I haven't poured it enough. Thank the Lord.
Yes. You just have to be careful. You just have to be careful on whether you feel comfortable enough pulling that joke on me, because there was one, well, not a guy at the time, he was a kid. It did not work out too well for him pulling that joke. It didn't end well for him.
When I first got divorced, the local bar had nickel draft beer, some little 8-ounce cups on Sunday nights. That's what I would go drink. Whatever they had on the draft, that's what I drank. It was horrible. God, but I got drunk. I had to go get drunk about once a week before I had to go back to work.
How old were you?
28, 29.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you
when
were
I got
an adult
divorced.
already.
Yeah, when I got divorced, I had a couple
Oh.
kids. I was paying child support and all kind of stuff, so I was broke. I'd go there with $5. Sometimes I'd borrow $5 from Pop, and on Monday mornings he was waking me up. Let's go, you gonna earn that $5 today, and that man would make me go out there and work all day long for that $5.
Yeah.
It didn't happen too often. I pretty much learned that I didn't have to drink to be able to go back to work, because that $5 drinking cost me a lot.
Yeah, if you miss a day out of work because of your drinking behaviors, you're losing, a lot of money.
Well, I was working offshore. I was doing the 7 and 7 thing, but you always, not always, a lot of people get into the habit of drinking a lot whenever they do that because you're away from home and stuff like that. So my thing was I would go get drunk once a week, and then I'd leave and go to work not long after. But I would never leave on a Monday to go back to work. So Pop would wake me up if I'd borrow $5 from him to go get drunk. He'd wake me up and be like, "Come on, time to go to work." I had to work with him all day. He was doing handyman work. So we were out there cutting grass or hanging vinyl or whatever the people wanted. But it was always outside and it was always hot.
Yeah.
Pop's a good dude.
Yeah, I can't say I've missed many days of work because of any drinking or anything like that.
I've never called in sick. Never called in sick to work.
I have in the past. I think maybe, I don't know, my career, maybe 3 times tops.
For being drunk?
For not being drunk of the day of, but the morning of.
Yeah.
And usually that's like a Monday morning, like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I've never called in sick. I haven't been very productive and I've regretted it, but I've never called in.
And I remember every time it happens is when the Buffalo Bills play on Sunday Night Football. And it's like, damn. Because when they play Sunday Night Football, not only does the game end at 11 o'clock at night, and I got to be up at 4:30 in the morning on Monday morning, they lose, and then it's like, okay, this loss is worth another 12-pack.
When the Saints won the Super Bowl, I didn't even remember leaving my house. I thought I went to bed. I woke up the next morning, started looking at my checking account. I'm like, oh my God, all the charges started popping up on my phone. Like, what the hell? Thought my brother had taken my credit card because he was known to do that. I thought he had taken my credit card and went to town and bought some rounds for the people. But then I went on Facebook. Nope, that was me. I just didn't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I love my football and my Buffalo Bills. So, but I can't stand those when my team plays on Sunday Night Football or Monday night.
I love Sunday night. I love Sunday night. In New
I don't
Orleans,
like
to go to the game on a Sunday night, it's an amazing with the, if you know where to party with the people doing the tailgating and everything, a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday night game is just, it's something different,
Yeah,
It's really-
but the New Orleans Saints. I mean, I've been watching football for almost 40 years, and when
Damn,
it
you
comes to
old.
the New Orleans Saints, I mean, you're only dealing with 10, 15,000 people total, as opposed to teams, like up here in New England, you're talking 60, 70, 80,000 people.
What you talking? The domes have been sold out for the last, 15, 18 years.
I don't know why they.
How many titles have y'all won in that time? How many division championships have y'all won in that time? Don't start. Even when the Saints sucked, we still, as fans, rocked it. We went with bags to support the team.
The Saints only started winning the divisions was back in 1996 or so, when Drew Brees got traded there or some.
Drew Brees won in '96, partner. That would be 30 years ago.
Well, yeah, he played like 20 years, 19. So whatever it was only when Drew Brees went there because the Chargers had their head up their ass and got rid of Drew Brees.
The Saints had some really good teams when Jim Mora was the coach also. San Francisco just had the better team at the time. Right. It was always head to head. But
right.
They had some really good.
No, I became, I was a Saints fan. I was a Drew Brees fan because he wasn't given. I felt he wasn't given a fair chance in San Diego when he got drafted. He wasn't given a fair chance.
I don't think he'd have done as well as he did in the Saints because he wouldn't have had the right coach. I don't think he had the right coach in the system to play in over there. They wasn't playing towards his strengths.
Right. And I also believe that, given his size, that playing indoors in a dome 8 games a year suited him and helped him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It helped him a lot with his size and all that stuff.
It extended his career for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But he made it. He's going to make it into the Hall of Fame, and good for him. I've always been a Drew Brees fan.
First ballot.
Boston College boy, right?
Wrong answer.
He's not from Boston College?
Purdue. Boilermaker.
Purdue. That's right. Purdue. That's right. Yeah. Hi, Gina. How are you, Miss Cosmic Cultivators? If we're going into football, you're probably down to like 8 people watching now. Nobody's interested in football.
18.
Still 18?
Yeah, still 18. They might not be watching. They might just have it running, but
Robert, it's okay if you join us again.
He's eating popcorn. He said that when you when you went to the bathroom, he just made some popcorn.
Oh.
He didn't want to be crunching.
Excuse me, I didn't go to the bathroom. I went and check a plumbing leak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lewis said you had weak pipes. I tell you, my water well at the farms was giving me problems before I had to go back to work.
I believe you touched on that. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to jet it out, see if there's some sand or something that went in it. Because when we tested it, we were doing 5 gallons a minute easy. And then when I planted all those tomatoes and peppers. I got like another 200 tomato plants out there, and probably close to 130, 140 pepper plants. And I went to water them, and I couldn't. A gallon a minute was all I can get out of it. Same pump and everything. Couldn't even get built.
Must be a clock somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
maybe that would help John. You need to run some sand through your plumbing, and that would clean it out, maybe.
Wow. Yeah, maybe.
If you know anything about the wells, I'd like to talk to you about it. I think my plan was I was going to jet it, put an air compressor down and let it flow the water up. It was still moving the water. It just wasn't moving it before. So I'm not sure if the pump is bad. I used it one time, then we didn't use it again for about 3 months, and then use it again. It's a surface pump. The well's old. It's a 2-inch casing going down 100+ feet.
100 feet.
100+. I got a 100-foot tape measure. Dropped the tape measure down to 100 feet, and it still never touched the bottom. But the water comes up. The water's up around 20, 25 feet from the top. You know, it fills the casing all the way up to about 20 to 25 feet from the top.
Yeah.
I didn't know you planted tomatoes there.
Yeah.
At that property.
Yeah. I went out and I did a little video. I have 17 rows out there, 100+ feet long. I got 3 rows I wanted to put in for cucumbers. Then I have 3 rows of tomatoes.
I saw that, but I didn't see you plant. You didn't do a video planting them, or
no,
what
I didn't.
They looked like.
No, my mouth was all jacked up. I didn't want to. I wasn't talking much or doing the videos. I sounded like I got in a fight.
Oh,
the foot valve's good. It's brand new. The foot valve's good. It gets water up to the top. We'll talk about it. I'll give you a holler tomorrow if you in. Yeah, I went out there and I planted all the tomatoes I had left that I had started. The pump was brand new. I'd only used it one time, bought it from Lowe's, but it'd be a good idea to try one, see if it is the pump. I planted the tomatoes and the peppers, then I went out there to water them the following day, and I couldn't get them. I was able to water, but I just couldn't get any volume, couldn't build any pressure up on the pump. So I watered it and I quit pumping. I quit planting after I watered. John.
If you've got 100 feet of standing water there from wherever you're pulling it from, and it only comes down to, it comes up to like 25 feet below the surface.
Really, Carol, really? Okay, Carol. All right. I'm sorry, Robert. Go ahead, continue. But Carol, all right.
Go ahead, Mr. Robert. I'm sorry. I'll mute him next time.
I had to see what the deal was. Yeah, I could see that needing to be addressed immediately. Sometimes she's got some problem. And let's say hello to the Queen of Canada in the natural garden of Miss Wild Edibles. We got royalty in the house.
Hello.
Wild Edibles. She's been here for a while. I actually saw her about 35, 40 minutes ago.
I
That's the
missed.
first time I've seen her.
Yeah.
No, she's been here for a while. That
Hmm.
I saw her way before.
Thanks for pointing that out, John. Way to go.
I'm surprised you saw it, John, and we missed it. Yeah.
Robert, I don't miss much, Robert. Believe me, I do not miss much, especially when I have to deal with the two of you.
Uh-huh.
What are
I
you
don't
dealing with
I don't
tonight,
miss
John?
much. No, I mean,
You just waiting. You
no,
just waiting.
you guys are actually behaving tonight, but
I thought you were fixing to go play with your plumbing.
Again.
oh, Carol, don't use that word, loved you. Oh, Carol, don't use that word.
We are 6 weeks ahead this year on the tomatoes from where we were last year. I had a picture pop up on Facebook, and last year the plants were about 18 inches tall, 12 to 18 inches tall, compared to this year they're 4.5 feet tall and loaded with fruit.
Yeah. So, Danny, all right. If you got like what sounds like basically at least 75 feet of standing water in that well,
Yeah.
that's how much standing water you got. That's the column. That's the water column.
Right.
You could put in a tremendous, an extremely powerful airlift water system, and then all you got to do is maintain an air pump.
I've never heard of those.
Oh my God, dude! With what you've got, if you got a straight shot to 100 feet or more down, and it's coming up to 25 feet below the surface of your ground,
Right.
you can put a pipe. You can put just a regular old PVC pipe. Run that thing all the way down, and in at the bottom of it, you're going to have an air stone. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Stacy, thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yeah, hands in the dirt. Good to see you. And Lark Homesteadish. Yeah.
Lark Homesteadish. How you doing?
Yeah. Anyhow, at the bottom of your piece of PVC pipe or whatever kind of pipe you're running, but it needs to be straight, you're going to have an air stone, right? Like an aquarium air pump stone, that kind of thing.
Right.
And you pump air down to it. The bubbles rise, okay? And it pulls the water up with it, okay? It pulls a massive amount of water with it. With the bubbles, it pumps the water up, all right? And with the depth that you've got, you could be shooting some water pretty high up in the air. That could really be an option for you. I don't know how much.
I'm gonna have to look at it. You basically have like a cistern on the outside for the water to puddle into, and then you use a pump off of there to push it out into the system.
Yeah, you can do that if that's what you want to do. You put it up high, and then you can gravity feed it. And then the only thing that you have to think about is just an air compressor, an air pump. Just an air pump. And those are simple, and the mechanics of that, ain't nothing go wrong too much with a simple air pump.
Yeah, well, we use a gas lift system offshore in it, and it's the same premise. You send bubbles into it to lighten the load of the column of fluid.
Well, there you go.
And it helps as it's permeating the fluid, it lifts the fluid that's on top of it, but it also makes it lighter and easier to move up. So it helps move it, and the volume of gas that's coming up helps. It's.
So there you go, brother. You already know what I'm talking about. It's the same thing, only you're moving in water. I've used it out here with my aquaponics, and it's amazing. I've had an aquarium pump running out there for years, just solid years, never stopping, just keeping on flowing, keep on flowing water, keep on flowing water.
Yeah, I think I would need a little bit more than an aquarium pump.
Yes, you do need a little bit more than an aquarium pump, but the thing is, it's less energy needed to run the air pump than the water pump.
Right.
But, so that's the thing right there.
Nico with it. Rob, we'd have to. I understand what he's saying. I think it would work well. I would need tanks to store the water in as it comes in, and then from those tanks, either gravity feed out to the water of the acre, or use a pump to water out to the acre. But you basically, what you would do was have a pipe coming up, and you with the T, and your discharger, your water would go out, and your air stone would go in at the bottom, or your air tubing or whatever you'd put would go down through the middle, and it injects the air in it, and it bubbles out, which carries the water up and lets the water gravity feed over into your tanks. So I would need a switch on. Yeah, it's an idea, Rob. We can talk about it. I understand what he's saying and the cost effectiveness and everything with it. I'm gonna have to look into, but
yeah, it does that. It's got its limitations. It just depends on whether or not it works in your situation. There's always a constant debate of whether it's worth running an air system or running, water pumps.
Well, if my water pump continues to get plugged up, if I do have a well that makes sand, then it might the water air system like you're talking about might be better, because I can come up higher off of the tank and have a sediment on the bottom. Run the tank, have everything. Yeah, I'll give you a holler tomorrow, man, for sure. It is a different option for, ideally, if I could just run the pump, that's the ideal way to go, because then I just have the pump. If I have to use that airlift system, then I'm using the airlift system, plus I'm having to run a pump to be able to water everything. I don't think I'll be able to, the emitters and everything that I have, I doubt that I'll be able to use them as because I'm setting everything up with timers and solenoids and everything. Part of the job that I do offshore, we have electronic solenoids that open up, and you can use timers with it and everything. So I'm implementing that, a homemade timer system that I'm using that should be quite a bit cheaper than some of the stuff that you're able to purchase. And also, depending on the longevity of it, how it works out, it could be pennies on the dollar compared to what you'd use at other, for a high dollar, actually garden zone system to be able to work.
So that property doesn't have access to hook up to city water.
There's no access to city water. There is a ditch in the front that stays with brackish water. Depending on the south wind or north wind, depends on the type of water we're going to get out of that. It's not like it's a little bit further south than the house I have, but it's connected to a canal from End of Vermilion Bay. So the tide right there is a lot more in and out. If I had to use the water, I could use the water. I'd dig a hole.
It's brackish. Yeah.
It can be brackish, right? It can be brackish.
You don't know the percentage of salt to fresh. Yeah.
But where the water table is, with it staying in the ground all the time, it can't be that harmful, because the grass grows like 9 feet a week in the summertime.
Well, grass can grow. Grass can grow through anything.
Right. The grass can be, hybridized to grow with brackish water. But it is an option. But I'd have to put a pump out in the open, or build a little pump shed to be able to use it with a pump switch and different things. But if it gets to the point that I'm using the well and the well fails, I'm not opposed to going out there and using it. Another issue with it is during trawling season, they have a lot of, or not a lot, but there's a big shrimp factory where they process the shrimp. They come in to peel the shrimp, they package it and everything. So they're taking a lot of water out the canal, using it to clean the shrimp, and then they're putting it back in. So you get a lot of the smell from the shrimp. The water has a little bit of a smell in it.
Man, that you know what those shrimp skins and all that
The
stuff.
shrimp shells. Oh, I've talked to my cousin.
My God, you know what kind of fertilizer that could be for you?
And compost too, because the chitin in it, the shells break down, but they don't break down fully. It takes a long time for them to break down fully. So it'll help aerate the soil, similar to rice chaff, to what it does. It breaks down to a certain point real fast.
And I figured you would get that for free.
I can.
Yeah, there you go.
They pass 3 or 4 loads a day in front of my place, but they're going to drop it off at my cousin's. He has a cattle farm a little bit further, so they go drop it off over there. They pay him like $10 a load to drop it off. But I'll be able to go over there from him, pick it up after it's dried and the smell's gone, and put it in my garden.
That's smart. There you go.
Because it stinks. It stinks.
Not if you to bury it.
It'll still stink.
Really?
The amount that they have, yeah.
Because I bury my fish guts and all that stuff, and they don't smell.
Well, I could easily get the fresh shrimp, fresh shrimp peelings. I can easily get probably 10, 12 loads a week, a dump truck load.
No, I would use it maybe once a year for an amendment. No, I wouldn't want that much.
That's what I want to do, but I'm letting it. I need to talk to him again. He told me already that I can go pick up all I want. If it's already dried up at his place, it's dry, so it's not going to smell. It's also going to be lighter to the haul and spread.
I'd hate to be his neighbors while it's drying out in this property.
No, it's a farm. It's in the marsh almost. And it's about a mile from anywhere that's around there.
You know what I bet that if you had some way to like a real cheap way that you could bake a lot of that, like they do the eggshell. You sit there and bake them shrimp shells and break them down real fast, like you do big batches of them or something.
Carol, why don't you tell me who my smeller is, and I'll let you know if they've gotten used to it or not. Carol, 8 Fishes and Loaves, who's my smeller?
Has anyone done any root sniffing yet this year?
No, not that I've seen. Nobody's reported it so far.
There was one on Wilson's team that was talking about it, but she wasn't. She was kind of confused a little bit,
Yeah.
She didn't actually sniff it, but she's aware. We got people aware of root sniffing now. They know the dangers of it.
Yeah, I did catch Bushcraft trying to taste. He was doing a taste test. And I have to look into the rule book to break down, see what violation that is. And if it is a violation of tasting the seeds, then I'm going to nail him for it.
He was tasting the seeds.
Yeah, he was tasting the seeds. He wanted to see. It was the secret seed challenge, and he put the seeds in his mouth, trying to see if it was a pumpkin or a cucumber or.
John, I bet you've tasted a lot of seed in your life.
I have eaten a lot of seeds, tasted a lot of seeds. Yes.
Oh!
I was trying to actually
eat my pie.
Yeah, he was actually trying to taste the seeds, trying to cheat. So I'm going to look into the rule book, go through the rules.
I wasn't talking about vegetable seeds, John.
What are you talking about then?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Mr. Roberts going to read his Bible.
Robert, what's he talking about? Am I missing something? Danny, you, see, guys, you see, we've been good up to this point, and now look, he just couldn't help himself.
It always garden. It is hard to watch all the videos.
It's very hard.
I try to start when I sit down to watch them. I try to start with the shorter ones and then work my way back, to the longer ones. That way I can get more people in like that. It's just when I'm looking at the hashtags, that's how I start. Oh, oh God. But yeah, the videos are hard. It's hard to keep up, especially when, right now is a good time for a lot of people because they're just getting into the planning stages and it's exciting and everything. But when everything starts growing and, you go from working 20 or 30 minutes a day in the garden to an hour and a half every day in the garden, it's hard to keep up with everything. But it's there for down the road also, to go back and watch and be able to see how everybody did. But my thing is in June and July, when things start slowing down over here for me because of the heat, I'm able to keep up with a lot of what y'all are doing. Right now is a busy time for me to be able to keep up and watch what's everything going on. So it's give and take, it's give and take. We can't watch every video. Some people's gotten mad because they didn't get the amount of views that they thought they should be getting off of it.
Miss Cosmic Cultivators, Gina, I do believe I know what some of the seeds are, but there's one of them that are stumbling me. But I do think that I know what they are, but we'll see. I'll have to grow them and find out.
Robert, you back?
Oh. No, I'm just.
You're still reading?
I'm just reading over here.
He agreed too. He's like,
I'm just praying. I'm praying and reading.
Many.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's probably praying you don't walk out of this live with a penalty.
Oh, when you figure out what you said, I'm gonna have a penalty.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet, but Robert's gonna tell me later what it is.
No, he's not.
You told me. Oh yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Because something. It had to be something bad about it.
It wasn't bad if you like Bud Light.
Oh God. Oh, you sick motherfucker.
Real American genius.
Oh, you sick bastard.
Oh.
Excuse my language, folks. Oh, I just got what you said. You sick bastard.
I'm not the one that said I enjoyed it.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Oh.
Oh, God.
All right, Robert. All right. Hey, Robert, it's begun. Okay.
Yeah.
An hour and 48 minutes. An hour and 48 minutes it took me to get in trouble. I did.
Yeah, you were on a you were doing good, Danny. You were doing good. Yeah.
There were some others I passed up, but I couldn't pass that one up. I just didn't think you'd walk head first into it.
Yeah, well, it took me a while to figure. Yeah, okay. You're a sick bastard.
You're a sick bastard. Oh God.
Yeah,
cussing is a penalty, John. We're gonna have to go back and figure out how many pounds of penalties you got in the last 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna knock this off at 2 hours, so we got about 5 minutes left.
Why,
So I
you
don't
got
get no
something?
more
You
trouble.
got something to do? You going to work tomorrow or something?
I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning.
That is true. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
5 minutes. I just got done with my popcorn.
Okay, well
Yeah.
we'll do an hour and 5 minutes. You have to stop me from making fun of John.
Oh, that's fine. End it when you get ready to, brother.
And
My phone is sitting there struggling anyhow.
my willpower is diminishing.
Your willpower. I hear. Yeah, you got to remain strong and keep it. Keep it civil.
Oh God, Robert! Now you're going to get into this preachy, Captain bullshit.
It's worked. Look, I made an hour and 48 minutes. If we'd have stopped at an hour and 45 minutes, I wouldn't have gotten in trouble.
Oh God!
Well, I mean, look whose fault it is anyhow, John.
Well, now all of a sudden he's going to come over here, but just before the live ends, and he's going to give his teammate a little speech about behaving. Oh God! Make me want to puke.
Well, that's surprising. I mean, from what I'm hearing,
It's surprising is that it's still happening. That's what's surprising.
I didn't think anything could make you gag from what I'm understanding here, from what's being said, but hey, I'm just trying to help him with the training that you have gone through with him, to get him so tame. And, that's all. Just trying to help encourage.
Hey, hey, look, at least it took an hour and 40 minutes instead of freaking 10 seconds.
Real man of genius. Mr. Fisherman.
Oh, God. It is probably better you end this live before it gets really ugly.
Oh.
And Robert, don't be surprised if I don't call you after this live too. So.
Oh, please, just take a night off from calling, and reprimanding, and demanding, and everything. Let's take a night off. We understand. Danny's come a long way, and let's celebrate. Okay, let's celebrate Danny.
No, I can see it. No, I can see that he's got. Let me get on camera here. I can see that he's come a long way, but after it finally clicked in my brain of what the hell he said, that's as nasty as he's ever gotten.
It did take a minute, John. I mean, normally.
Because I was not expecting that.
You
made a comment similar to that on another live stream in the messaging. I was texting you and I'm like, I want to say this and I don't think I should say it on the live stream. You're like, I'll do it. And you put it. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was at the end of one of the live streams. Oh, you starting to remember what it is?
No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at that smirk.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was about chickens or something. I don't remember. I wouldn't bring it up on here anyway because I don't want to disrespect the other live. But it wasn't horrible, but it was just the way it was.
I choose to invoke my First Amendment right.
Oh, look.
Not that our rights mean anything anymore anyway, but
they do on here. We will. I'm being more mature than you, John. That's hard to believe.
How am I? What have I done that's immature? Please enlighten me with that one.
Three, look, three people that will always say the truth. 5-year-olds, drunks, and Cajuns.
Oh,
Oh well.
it. You know,
I've
I'm
been
gonna
good tonight. I've been really, really good tonight.
That's the only time.
ah,
Yeah.
It was asked for. You gotta fuss at Gina.
you gotta take care of the audience.
You gotta keep them happy and in here.
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
my.
we're at the 2-hour mark. I'm starting to get a little. My training's wearing off.
Yeah.
You think?
Thanks for
Yeah.
stopping by, Mr. Stacy.
Yeah, we're probably pushing the Cajuns limits here. He's gonna start being a little rough around the edges and get me in trouble with my team.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Cajuns, they're very limited to times. To times. Very limited.
Well, next time we're gonna have to stop this at 1 hour and 45 minutes.
It seems to be the threshold for you.
We're learning the limits.
We're studying you. I mean, studying you is like rocket science.
Rocket what? Rocket science.
Yeah. It's
I
like,
hear you.
okay, Cajuns, what's the time limit for a Cajun before he gets himself in trouble? 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Because at 1 hour and 48, he can't stop. The
Well,
diarrhea in the mouth comes out. Brush.
Well, Yankees, we can go a long, long time.
Got like 10 seconds sometimes.
Yeah, all it had to do was me put my microphone on mute, and you started up.
I didn't start anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you was talking crap, John.
No, I wasn't.
I had my microphone on mute. You didn't think I could hear what you were saying. Both times.
I was talking to him.
He was saying good things.
Yeah, I wasn't saying anything bad.
Nothing but love, nothing but compliments, That's all it was.
Yeah, I wasn't saying
I
anything
take everything
bad.
John says as a compliment. Even when he's mad at me and fussing me, I still take that as a compliment.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
I do. I missed you. I even said it in the video. You're like, wait, what? What? I miss talking to everybody. That 2 weeks with no internet? Oh.
Hold on.
You sound full of shit to me.
Hold on.
You of all people miss me?
Missed everybody. Go ahead, Mr. Robert.
I just saw something in the chat here that I don't think I've ever seen before in my life.
Oh
And I'm gonna
God,
have
here
to
we
Google
go.
that.
On the occasion
Large-
of Japan.
Large homesteadish just said verbal diarrhea, and I get that. And then rectal seizures. I've never seen rectal seizures ever in my life come up. Is that a thing?
What's a rectal seizure?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
What's a rectal seizure?
These are the top results.
Sorry, I don't have any information about that, but I found something similar. Do you want to know what is rectal treatment for seizures?
Even Google doesn't know what a rectal seizure is. What the hell's a rectal seizure?
I'm afraid to Google it. I'm afraid to look it up. It's probably something.
Google doesn't even know it. Google's like, I have no clue.
I've seen things, but that I ain't never seen it written down like that. I will have to research. That's messed up.
Who said that? Was it Larks?
That was Lark's Homesteadish. They
I
may
believe
fit right into our group.
she's brand new to the community, and
Yeah,
wow, look at her dropping bombs just like that, huh?
that,
Rectal
she's probably
seizures and
might have been
okay,
in
Lord.
in a women's prison for the last 30 years, getting
Yeah.
trained to be around us.
The
You
new
know?
Okay.
Yeah, one of the new people.
the new Cajun
Ah.
chief is going to be the one that's always in trouble. Basically, getting upright as someone running their mouth.
So Larks, yeah, she's a Wilson's misfit. So Larks is okay. So she's wise. She thinks she's a smart. She has she thinks she's wise, huh? Okay.
She's funny.
All right.
She's funny.
Oh, the Misfits have got some.
Drinking Bud Light.
They got some talking. They got some.
Yeah, she definitely ain't drinking Bud Light. Yeah, yeah.
I almost had some tea in my mouth. It would have been disastrous. Oh my God. We're blending in rectal seizures and Bud Light now.
A rectal seizure. What the hell
It
is
could
that?
lead Bud Light. Drinking a Bud Light could lead to rectal seizures. You know, it could. It could.
I think it could lead to
Oh,
could lead to like a pissilator malfunction or something.
oh,
We still got 17
oh,
in here. Lord.
oh my God. Oh, I'm straining right now. I am holding back and being so good right now because this.
Well, I don't know how we went from supposed to be ending this 1 hour and 47-minute great live stream to talking about anal seizures.
Ooh. This is.
I've never seen a live stream go from one extreme to anal seizures. I've never seen that before.
We started off with gardening and ended with anal seizures.
Anal seizures.
Only on here. Only on Cajun.
Only at your channel do we anybody's ever heard the word anal seizures. How does your anal have a seizure?
Rectal seizure.
Rectum. That's your asshole, right? How does it have a seizure?
I don't know, but I'm dying over here. The landscape is rich in targets right now for my brain. Okay. Oh.
Yeah. How does an asshole have a seizure?
Oh. Oh my God.
Oh, this is going to be 18 and older, I'm sure.
Ooh. Oh.
What happens
yeah,
when
well,
you control your own food?
Oh. I love to laugh and I love to make jokes, and this is
I learned something new tonight. An anal seizure.
Yeah, the rectal seizure. Not.
Thank y'all for stopping by. I enjoyed the chat, all of it. Everyone in the chat, thank y'all so much for sticking with us. It was fun. Oh, I needed this. It was a good time. Great to visit with everybody, even John. Mr. Robert, thank you. John, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for pushing me to do this tonight.
Thank you in the chat, everyone in the chat. Thank you for spending the time with us. It was awesome.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate y'all coming in and being implicated right along with us.
And Lark's Homestead, thank you for the last 10 minutes. It was amazing.
Yeah, you might pay for that. Don't in the future you might pay for those anal seizures. So, but guys, before we head off, if you guys know any great homesteading and gardening channels that are great people that are not a part of our community, please reach out to them and have them, contact me or Robert that they would be interested in participating. And we would love to check out their channel and add them to Wilson's Misfits. Wilson's Misfits is almost catching up with Team Will It Grow and Team Homestead Aquarius. I believe we're about 12 people short of actually coming and matching up with us. So, yeah, but we still have to approve whoever it is you recommend. But please reach out to some of your friends and have them contact Robert. Actually, yeah, have them contact Robert.
Give him the headaches.
Hey, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's
It's
been
been
fun.
fun.
I think we're gonna start doing with Sheena on her new rotation. I think we're gonna start doing a Tuesday night. I know we kind of overlapped a couple other people, and this was a spur of the moment thing. I don't want it to be every Wednesday. I
This
don't think
was a 2 o'clock in the afternoon afterthought.
it was. Yeah, almost 4 actually.
Actually, was it almost 4?
Yeah, it was almost 4. We had just finished eating supper. We'd went eat. Sheena got off of work around 2, and we went to Lafayette to eat sushi. And yeah, I agreed to it. Then we ate the sushi, and I'm like, oh my eyes
No,
were
but
heavy.
when I texted you about the live, it was around 2 in the afternoon, right?
It might have been,
Yeah, I think it was 2.
but yeah, it was a spur of the moment thing. I think we're gonna try to do. It's gonna be 2 back to back because of my work schedule, but I think we're gonna try to do it on Tuesday. Do a little live.
When do you plan on casting off the karaoke thing?
I'll try to do the video tomorrow, depending on the weather. If I can get outside and make some videos, I want to do it from the property to kind of to show what's going on at the property, but also, well, have it as a backdrop more than, than showing what's going on. But once I can get out to the property and I'm not in water up to my knees, I'll do the video. It'll be before midweek next week.
Okay. Yeah,
That was
yeah
cool.
it's always fun. So, guys, if you like karaoke, you like singing, get ready. It was a lot of fun last year, and should be a lot of fun this year too.
The Sheena's gonna be off next week also with me, so I'd like for her to be in the video. She'll be doing a lot more videos about what we have going on and what she does around here as she's doing it. Being off more and being more involved with kind of tracking how she's learning and what she's doing whenever she's doing it. And plus, yes, she does a video and she gets 100+ views. I do a video and I get 30. And everybody likes to look at her more than me.
But it's not true, Danny. It is not true.
That's not. It just so happens.
It's coincidence.
Cool. No, it's all good. I pick on her about it.
That's because while you're talking, and you got the camera halfway up your mouth, you must have a mouth seizure.
Mouth seizure. I get stuck on that. I
I
tried the selfie stick, but it doesn't. The phone falls off. I can't.
Well, you need a new selfie stick, you cheap bastard.
I've tried like 4 or 5 of them. Cheap. Dude,
Well,
you're
what are
gonna
you
have
spending on? If you're spending less than $30 on a selfie stick, then you're no good. You invest if a selfie stick is something that you like to use on YouTube for your YouTube videos all the time. Just break down and go $90, $80, and get yourself something that's good. You buy it once.
Well, the issue is it never fits with the case I have. I don't know.
They have some that break down to like the size of a big lighter.
No, the phone's big. I got big hands. I need a big phone.
Oh God.
Thank you, old ways. Anyway, we need to get off of here because it's like I've been drinking. I'm ready to start talking some crap. John, you're gonna have about 400 pounds in vulgarity penalties for your team just off of like 5 minutes of the video.
Look, I mean, you're saying in front of your teammates, guys. I'm not making this up. I mean, he's already telling you that if he goes haywire, he is going to get penalized, and your captain's right here listening. Hey, I don't want to hear after, oh, John, you're always going after Cajun hydroponics, but man, you're cheating because you keep taking weight off Team Aquarius. But right there, here's your accomplice right here.
You
Well,
know, John,
don't make me start doing the voiceover videos again, John.
I do believe that a good way to balance out some of these penalties that we go through, I think as an officer of the law, and you being apparently the only one, I think that you should be held to the highest standards. And I'm really starting to think that we need to reestablish, we need to look again at that cussing penalty. I know you've got your doubts about it, but I think that it would be a good thing. That would keep you on your toes, right? Kind of help clean things up a little bit. And if we have any problem, like that, then I think that we need to look upon that. We'll talk about it later.
I mean, I am here on this live panel with you and him, and I'm the only one here from Team Will It Grow. And I think I do. I hold my own pretty good.
We'll talk later, John. Talk later.
And I didn't cuss. What I say.
It's recorded, John. It's
Yeah. So what I say?
I'm not repeating it.
Yeah.
I can go back and show you in the video. It's like 5 minutes. It's gonna be like, even at $5, at £5 a word, there's gonna be like 200 pounds.
Well, can one of Team Aquarius put on the chat what it is I said?
No.
No,
You're just trying to get us penalized.
We don't need to do that. Okay, we don't need to do that. We can review this privately later.
Probably,
okay?
like I said earlier, you will be getting a phone call from me once this live is done.
Oh, I want to be in on that one.
And I will be talking to you. Okay.
No. You'll be talking to me. It's more like I'll be talking to you.
We will get things straightened out, John.
I would love to be a.
Oh, you're damn right. We're going to get things
Bang.
straightened
Please,
See, that's how it works. That's how it works, John. Now, see, we're not under. I haven't made the rule yet. Okay, but I think we need to. And
what? Make a rule?
I think we need to have the rule about cussing to be engaged this year. I think we need to keep that this year. And
I didn't quite understand what you said.
I think we need to keep.
Is your mouth having some kind of anal seizure or something? Speak up so I can hear you, son.
Son. Okay. I believe that what we need to do is start charging for any cussing that goes on. If you cuss, it costs you and your team a set amount of poundage, because we want to keep it family friendly, John. And it's not just for you; it's for anyone. I would have to pay the penalty, and we'll just let this rock on all year long. I think so. I think that's a good thing. Oh, since I make the rules and you enforce them, which has been a pretty good thing. But I do sense.
So that means that you're going to have to keep me away from him basically pretty much the whole season.
Well, I thought this was going to be a once a month thing.
This is just me helping you, me taming you a little bit, me training you a little bit, counseling.
I didn't say anything bad. What I say, I didn't say anything bad.
What you think you said?
I'm not saying it again, but it wasn't bad.
You said,
We're gonna
you're a sick SOB.
What did you just say?
Truck, TRUCK.
oh there's been multiple
But
hundreds
you
of
had the
pounds.
intent of
Truck.
saying something else. That should count just as good
No.
as.
No,
Oh,
I
oh.
knew. I was just given what's it called, a synonym, something close to it. I'm not sure. I don't speak English well, but I know what you
Oh, of
said.
course
and I
not.
was
Your
given an idea.
occasion. Your occasion. We understand. We understand your occasion, and you have a mouth hernia, whatever the hell she called it.
Oh, shit.
What did she call it? A mouth what did she
Diarrhea
call
of the
it?
mouth. Yeah,
Diarrhea of the mouth.
when
Yeah,
it
there
starts
you go.
flowing, it don't stop. Frisch.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank y'all so much. I had a great time, Robert,
All
John.
right.
I really did enjoy it.
Me too.
Oh, everyone in the chat, thank y'all so much for stopping by. It was great. Loved it. We'll be doing this again probably next week
Okay.
on Tuesday. We'll get another one. I'm not sure if John and Robert will be available, but like I said, when I'm in, we're gonna try to do it on Tuesdays. Do a little.
Danny, I'm always available to spend some time with you, buddy.
I know, but we got to stop it. I got to put the timer on. An hour and 45 minutes. Gotta stop. So, all right. Thank y'all, everybody. Y'all have a
Good
great
night,
evening.
everybody. Good night,
Good
Danny.
night.
Y'all be good.
Robert, I'll be calling you in a minute.
I want to be listening.